What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kryptonite, because I believe that cryptocurrency, and more importantly, the blockchain, is the kryptonite of our modern financial system. And I love it, guys. The banks are scared, and I'm happy, because I want to be my own bank. I love being my own bank. All right, guys, let's jump right into the charts. I'm going to show you what is going on with Bitcoin, what is going on with Ethereum, so we can figure out what kind of trades that we want to jump into. All right, as always, we're starting off with the longer term time frame. We've got Bitcoin in our falling wedge on the weekly chart that we have been in for quite some time. Now, according to these indicators, it looks like we still have a little bit more of a run left, right? We aren't even oversold yet on the stochastic. And even if we ended our run right now, you could see that we aren't even making a hidden bearish divergence, right? Eventually, it looks like we will make one once this goes higher, even though this is going lower and we get a confirmed rejection. That's a hidden bearish divergence. That means we're going down. Let's jump into the daily. Now again, guys, this looks like, for the most part, actually, let me find my other chart here. This looks like a textbook bear flag. I hate to say it, guys. We had one up here that was pretty textbook as well, broke down. And now we have this one right here, which again just looks like a perfect bear flag. So again, I still think that we have more room to continue to make moves. I haven't seen any significant divergences. We did have one here, and we saw a little bit of, correction, but nothing crazy. No big divergences yet, right? Maybe this one forming right here, but it's really not much. According to the stochastic, we are starting to flip, but obviously it can hang out in that oversold area for a little while. So I still feel like, we got the 21 underneath us. I still feel like we're going to continue to bounce around these levels up until this point right here, in which I do think we will get a nice fake wick probably to get some people to jump in and then take all that liquidity and shoot back down for one last final capitulation. That's my prediction, but we're not going to go much lower than 17,000. Just one wick to grab some liquidity, and then our bear market is done. So 12-hour kind of looks the same. Again, just more of a consolidation going on right now. Looks like a little divergence happened there, had a correction, and we might be having another one here. So a couple divergences there. Now this would be bad news. Typically with these patterns, if they don't reach the top and they start breaking back down, that's when you're likely to get that breakdown. When it doesn't have enough momentum to reach the top, that's when you usually see a breakdown. So that is not good, that Bitcoin is losing some steam right now. That's not a great sign. We might not even make it to our spot here. We may never get our VPVR, jump that we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for it to break like 25, so we get that nice big jump right up to 30, but looks like that might not happen for a while. In the short term, this is a tough spot. Again, look, we're seeing multiple divergences right here, losing momentum. I would probably be looking for more short positions, but it's really tough to say, guys. This is the pattern is starting to get real late in this pattern, and it's tough. Like, I haven't seen a lot of great trading opportunities, if I'm being honest. I do see probably a higher likelihood of some more, downside. Maybe coming back, testing this again, then maybe coming up. Because, I guess technically, even though we hit the top here, we actually have not come down yet and actually tested the bottom in this pattern. So decent chance we come back down, test the bottom, break down, and that's the end of that. Or, get some support and continue up to there. So I could see that happening. So again, I'd be looking for short positions right now, mostly. I believe I'm in one actually right now, but we'll see what happens. Let's jump to Ethereum, which is looking quite a bit different these days. Again, this is the pattern I've been talking about for a while, this falling wedge, dip, break back in. And, there's a good chance that ETH just doesn't really, follow Bitcoin, right? It's got a lot of room here to get to the top of that wedge. And even if we, take it out in the weekly, it still has a long time to go before even hitting this sort of longer term, support level. or resistance level right here, right? We still have another, another $400 or $500 of space right here to go. So I do think ETH is going to continue to climb. Again, I just bought some more ETH recently, so I would definitely be looking to long ETH. Again, it looks like it's starting to run out a little bit of steam, but overall, still looking. I have it drawn up here a little bit more on a different chart, but this is my, day trading chart, as you can see, with all my support resistance. But you can see the falling wedge we're in, starting to get tighter, right? Let me jump off the Heiken Ashy, use the regular candles for you. Yeah, so we are getting tight in there. We did hit this top here, so we could see a little bit of a correction down, kind of along, because Bitcoin looks like it's correcting as well. So I do see maybe shorts for Ethereum in the very short term coming down, retest this support level and this trend line, and then continue our pattern. But again, we do have some room to move on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. We've got room to move. It's just slow, and you can see the volume is kind of slowly dying down, which you typically see in a pattern like this. You see a big spike going into the pattern, and then as you get in, then the volume just slows and slows and slows and slows. So we are getting ready for a breakout here at some point. Now, of course, falling wedge is a negative breakout, but again, we do have our longer term, what we've been talking about on another chart with the falling wedge. But no guarantee this plays out, but I would say it still has some room. So looking for shorts in the short term, but I still think eventually, in sort of the mid-term, you could look for some longs to get back to these resistance levels before we get, because like I said, there's a lot of space there, and like I said, this pattern could go, let's see when it'll reach its crescendo based on, wow, so we could still, based on how slow this pattern is closing in, right? We still have a ways to go. So I think crypto is going to be fairly boring here for a bit. So again, looking for short positions right now to come down, retest this one more time, and then bounce back up. Well, according to this chart, it looks like we did hit, and we haven't come to the top yet. This is tough, guys. It's been tough to trade. I'm not going to lie. This has been very difficult. As a little update, I wish I could give you guys more, hey, you should look for longs, you should look for shorts, but it's just such a weird time. Again, the movements are getting smaller and smaller and smaller as we get these consolidations and these falling wedges. So it's just harder and harder and harder to actually make good trades because you're just not seeing the volatility that you would need to as a trader. So I'm having a hard time, choosing my bias of direction. Usually it's pretty simple. Let's even we're in this nice trend here. Maybe we can get a little okay, then let me take a look at this here. Using the Fibonacci's, whipping those out. We did get a nice bullish candle from the 382, which would give us a target of 26, which again, I don't think it's super realistic. Maybe it slowly trickles there. I could see it slowly trickling there. That might not be. That honestly might not be a bad trade to take, guys. This is nice bullish engulfing off the 382 in the Fib retracement. It's a little late in it. You'd have to put your stop loss down here. So let's take a look and see what that trade would be if you took it right now. You might want to wait for a retracement. You have to at least put it under this Fib level, right? Let's see if it's even worth it, right? We want that risk to reward to be worth it. So let's say that we slowly, eventually trickled up. Okay, well it's still a a 1 to 1.5. That's a decent trade. So if you swing traders out there, I think this is actually not a bad trade right now. Again, we're in a trending market. We're trending up. We had a nice bullish engulfing off 382, and we're getting a little resisted here at that first take profit, but there's still some upside here. It trickles, maybe comes back down, comes back up, and then hits our price target there. So I think that's a trade that I'm not much of a swing trader, to be honest, but I'm a little too impatient. But I might try to take it. We'll see. Guys, as always, make sure to grow your money. Save your money, not in fiat though, because we know that is the ultimate shitcoin, is fiat currency. Worse than Shiba Inu. So make sure you're buying Bitcoin, buying assets, real estate, stocks, whatever it is. Just don't leave your money in dirty, dirty fiat, because it's going to zero. It just is. See you guys.